Welcome everyone, this is day 2. We're going to do round 6 through 10 of
What's your fantasy football league?
Round 6.
Alright, so we're starting off round 6. Same format, our good and bad picks. My good one, I have Mike Wallace. You went to me again, the bold and the beautiful. I'm being pretty generous to myself, but I thought you just left the Steelers as their leading receiver. You're going to Miami. Tannehill's not a bad QB. He can air the ball out to you. With his speed, he's going to have a pretty good year, I think. So I took Mike Wallace in the middle of the sixth.
Alright, so you picked a guy from your team. I'm going to pick a guy from my team. I went with Jason Witten. Jimmy Graham's off the board, Tony G and Gronk. I mean, Jason Witten's the next best available, and, Tony G went a little early. So I'm pretty happy with Jason Witten. And
The tide's coming in. The tide's coming in.
don't interrupt my pick.
Sorry, it's beautiful though. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Anyways, coming from a
Tide's
Cowboy fan, okay, enough. Anyways, coming from a Cowboy fan, I gotta go with Jason Witten.
Okay, so for my bad, they were pretty good, with the exception of Antonio Gates. I mean, he was great. I'm not going to deny that. He was a stud 3 years ago, when probably it was not his best year, but nearing the end of his good years. Gates, I think that high, he could have fallen a bit more. The guy really liked him, so that's why I took him, but I think that was not a smart pick. That was a pick made with his penis.
Sure. My bad pick has to go, which is unfortunate because I'm a Cowboys fan, goes to G, who picked DeMarco Murray. Look, Dallas doesn't run the ball, and as much as they want to, they're not very good at it, and I don't think DeMarco Murray's that good. So, unfortunately, I think he's the worst pick. And even worse, G's number 1 running back is Ray Rice. And to have DeMarco Murray as your second, I don't know, just doesn't sit well with me.
True that.
Round 7, let's do this. If you watched our first video, you'll know that we were ragging on Ian a lot. But I gotta give him props for the 7th round. Picking Torrey Smith that late, to me, I almost think that's a steal. Torrey Smith's a great wide receiver. He had a great year last year.
I totally agree. That was my pick too. I put Romo as a second because I really like Romo, but you're just going to say Romoception. But I think Torrey Smith was a stellar pick. I'm going to take a little bit of credit because I broke a rule and I was helping him out a bit because I felt pretty bad.
True.
I felt pretty bad after Percy Harvin, and I said take Smith. Take Smith right now. So he took Smith. Good pick.
My bad pick. Never thought I would do this, but I'm picking my own player.
What?
Yeah. I picked Monty Ball. And, I'm on the fence with him now. We had this draft a few days ago. I was kind of high on him. I know Manning loves to throw the ball. He's got some pretty good wide receivers. But you know what? Moreno did pretty decent last year. And so did McGahee. McGahee did pretty well. I'm surprised he's not back, but I understand it. Mainly because, rookie running backs are kind of a thing now. So I'm hoping for the best, but I think he might have been able to slip down.
That's true. I went with the tight end. I took Kyle Rudolph. He's with Rice Baby. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about him. But I mean, Christian Pond is a quarterback. He sucks anyway. And I mean, you're going to throw to a tight end when you got Greg Jennings on your team? I mean, all the balls I think are going to go Jennings' way.
And he's got Peterson.
In my opinion,
He's just going to give the ball
there you
to
go.
AP.
So, I mean, how often is he going to get it? So that's why I picked Kyle Rudolph for that pick. So let's do round 8. I don't want to be a homer for myself again. So I'm not. I think Seattle was a good pick because Houston sucks and he went early. No, they don't suck, sorry. But he went too early, so I pounced on that and took Seattle as the best defense. But I'm not going to pick that. I'm going to go Russell Wilson. Again, forgetting Brandon Marshall. He's backup quarterback. He has Tony Romo. But if Romo ever starts throwing those Romoceptions again, you got Wilson waiting in the wind. And again, sophomore, that's the only thing. But you got 3 sophomores this year. Wilson, Luck, RG3. One of them's bound to be good. They're all pretty good QBs. So, I mean, I think Wilson was a pretty good pick.
Yeah, you know what? I do think Russell Wilson is a good pick. But you know what? I got 5 good picks.
That's
Come on, man. Pick 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All defense. I mean, it wasn't planned. We weren't at the draft and been like, hey, I'm going to take defense, you should take defense, and then you should take defense. It wasn't planned. So Seattle went, San Fran went, Chicago went, Pittsburgh went, and Denver went. And you know what? I think they were all great picks because it wasn't where, Tebow effect takes Houston early on, and then now all of a sudden the defense drops a few rounds later, and then quite a few of them go.
So I guess it was 5 defense. I would have the best pick since I started it off. I'm taking that. I'll
Sure.
take it.
Whatever makes you happy.
So for my bad pick in the 8th round, I mean, it wasn't that bad. You get into the end of the running backs. I took Shane Vereen. He's kind of a question mark for me. He's a backup to Ridley, who I also took in the last episode as a bad pick. So, I mean, you got Tom Brady. I don't think he's going to hand it very often. Not known as a running team. And I think Shane Vereen is a backup to a team that doesn't run very much. I mean, I think that's
Yeah, I mean, honestly, probably after the 3rd or 4th week, he's probably just going to drop him.
Yeah, it's true.
But you know what? My bad pick, it's got to go to Ryan Matthews. Everyone was on this guy a few years ago. And then last year, he crapped the bed. And this year, I don't see him getting any better. I mean, remember Payne Hillis? I mean, maybe he got hit with a Madden curse. I don't know. But where is he now? I don't even know. I'm supposed to be a football fan. I don't even know where this guy is.
Third string it somewhere, I think, but I don't know.
Probably, maybe a backup. But he means nothing to me, and he probably shouldn't mean anything to you guys.
That wraps up round 8. Let's go on to round 9. So for my good pick, he's been hurt last year, and then Mr. Des Bryant broke out for another huge year. I took Miles Austin. I mean, he had a big year 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to give him some credit. And with the picks that were going, I think Miles Austin was a pretty good pick with the Tebow effect. I mean, Brennan did a good one there. I've been ragging him a bit, but I think he did okay.
Yeah, we've both been ragging him a bit, but you know what? I gotta agree, and of course, I'm a Cowboys fan, so why wouldn't I agree with that? But my good pick has to go with Giovanni Bernard. I mean, like I said, rookie running back. So come on, what do you got against
I
him?
don't know. I like Ben Jarvis. I think he's a stellar one, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like Bernard. Like I said, last year seemed to be the story behind the rookie quarterbacks. I mean, yeah, there's Alfred Morris as the rookie running back. So I'm thinking maybe this might be the year for rookie running backs. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Morris was there last year. Maybe it's Bernard's year this year.
You can only hope, but I hope not because I have Ben Jarvis in the other one, so I want him to do good. So for my bad picks, just because he's a Jet, I'm going to go after him.
Chris Ivory.
Yes, you're right.
Guess what? That was my bad pick.
I'm kind of regretting it because, I mean, both the quarterbacks suck, so you think they're going to run it a bit more. But just in general, the Jets are a terrible team. I don't know why they cut Tebow.
Yeah, I agree.
I do know why, but I'm just saying. But yeah, that's my pick, Chris Ivory, just because I don't have any faith in anything Jet-oriented.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're a huge Jacksonville fan, and I've never really liked them, but geez, the Jets are probably the worst team. I do not like them, and hey, I like the Jags more than I like the Jets. That's saying something.
Hells yeah.
So yeah, Chris Ivory's my bad pick of the round.
That's right.
Round 10. Okay, so my good pick. At the time
I'm hoping.
At the time of this draft, it was still a good pick, but now that we heard the news that Michael Vick is the starting quarterback, I gotta say, at the 10th round, getting Michael Vick, when he has RG3, so Michael Vick's his backup. I mean, I gotta say, I know you weren't too much of a fan of RG3, but to have those two quarterbacks in your pocket, you can't go wrong.
I really like RG3. I just think he was taken too early. I
Okay,
love RG3.
okay.
I just think he was taken too early.
But let me add one more thing. If it wasn't for Michael Vick and we didn't know these news, I did say that I would probably still pick him, but I also did like Daryl Richardson. I think he was a solid pick. I think St. Louis, they don't have Steven Jackson anymore, so Daryl Richardson has taken the helm, and I think he's going to do well. You know what? There's always a team that surprises in the NFL, and
St. Louis is a good one this year.
I have a feeling St. Louis might surprise a lot of us.
Yeah, Vic's good. I didn't want to take him because he was just named the starter, but that is a good pick. I took, because he has Peyton, he's got to take younger brother Eli. I took Eli Manning because he's not given enough credit. He's a great, great quarterback. 2 Super Bowl rings. How many does Peyton have? People say he's the best, one of the best ever. He's won because he's not clutch. And I know I'm talking playoffs. You don't take points in playoffs, but I think Eli Manning was a good, stellar pick for a starting QB, even for a backup QB. I think Eli Manning was a good pick.
All right, so my bad pick. It didn't start a trend, kind of like the other picks, even though the trend started a round or 2 later. But at round 10, a kicker? Really? No one cares about kickers. I mean, yeah, you can find someone out there who loves kickers because, you know, they do get you a few fantasy points if they kick those really long field goals. But come on, let's be honest. You're trying to fill out your bench spots, and some of those bench spots can be valuable players that can take over any of your starting roster. I mean, if one of those guys go down in your starting roster, these players on your bench are adequate.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I
didn't say who the kicker was.
Oh. Well, I agree with you anyway because I know who.
But it was Gostkowski.
Good. I agree with you. Yeah, I have him tied. I took Andre Brown as well. I'm gonna think about taking it back just because Wilson's kind of a question mark, even though he is the starter. So I did take him, but I'm gonna take it back. I had Gostkowski as my second one there anyway, so I'm gonna pick him. And you look at who went afterwards when he took Kaepernick first, who we don't think is gonna do very well with the placebo effect. Right after him went Andrew Luck. A few picks later went Eli Manning. I mean, take a kicker over a quarterback such as Luck or Eli Manning. I mean, yeah, I didn't see it. Sorry, placebo.
All right, well, that sums up rounds 6 through 10. Rounds 11 through 15 will be uploaded shortly, and that will be our last video.
Until the season.
That's true. Don't worry, we'll be back. You don't have to sweat about it. So,
So exciting.
yeah. Come on, look at us. Okay, no, please don't. Please don't. Okay, so...
It's okay.
Alright, well, you know, it's time for me to go make a sandcastle.